thing about the fake woke folk, the way that it's presented itself, is just a whole bunch of more division, ignorance, harm, unhelpful. And I think that it's really easy to project good and bad onto situations that are playing out in front of us, because it's a distraction from what we're creating in front of us. And so I find that a lot of people don't recognize themselves as active participants in their own lives. And for example, one of the women who was commenting on that thread about Lil Nas X and the kids, and I'm like, it's good that you notice that you care a lot about kids. That seems to be the feeling driving your, that's like a positive projection that I put onto her, what's driving her based on what she's saying. So you're saying all this, so you must care a lot about kids. So let me ask you these questions. What kids are around you that you help to raise? Do you live with any kids? Do you work with any kids? Does anybody you know have kids? Do you build relationship with those kids? Do you know what's happening in their lives? Are you there for them?
Yeah.
So on, so forth. So many questions that require you to look at yourself and your relationship to actual kids, rather than projecting what Lil Nas X relationship is to kids and what's the good and bad.
Exactly.
Because one of those things you have control over, and one of those things you don't. And she didn't actually care that much. She was like, I actually don't care that much. The rest of this conversation is over my head. She stops commenting.
That's true.
But it was so funny because it's like we have our relationship to ourselves, and that needs to be tended. That's realer than real can be. The way we show up for other people, and dang, somebody said hey a long time ago. The way we show up for ourselves and other people is very much tied to how we're showing up for ourselves or not. I said that kind of backwards. The way we show up for the world, look at how you show up for other people. The way you show up for other people, look at how you show up for yourself.
No, they just said, hey, what's good with you?
Hey, from Brazil.
What's good with you? Abram was in good.
Abramowicz. I'm sorry.
Can we call you Abram?
How to say
can we call you Abram?
Your name.
Abram.
Appreciate you.
But thank you. Shout out. Really?
Almost there.
No.
Like, yeah. Don't call me that.
How do we pronounce it?
Because that's not facts.
How do we pronounce it? Put the pronunciation in the chat, and we will say it correctly.
And
Please.
let me, in the meantime, give you my 3 tips.
Tres.
How to get unwound from being over woke. Don't be a folk, fake woke.
Okay, call you Gio. That sounds good to me.
For Gio and everybody else out there. So 1, when you want to talk shit to somebody on the internet that you don't know, or real anonymously or whatever, stop. In the name of love, go look in the mirror and say it to yourself. If you don't want to do that, well then don't do it to somebody else. Number 2, instead of saying, I'm offended, so therefore, wah, instead say, my feelings are hurt. And then realize, work it out, share why your feelings is hurt. Why is your feelings hurt? And 3 is a mashup of number 1 and 2. Which is, say to yourself in the mirror, my feelings is hurt, and have the conversation with yourself, because it ain't everybody else's problem. Put 5 minutes on the clock like we do with our co-counseling, and talk to yourself about why your feelings is hurt, about something that you saw that you was triggered by. Because that's what this whole YouTube rabbit holes be, a whole playlist of triggers.
No, that's facts.
And figure something out about yourself so you can show up better for the people around you.
Exactly. And if you do feel the need to say something to somebody, because I think it is important to speak up and speak out, think about why you're saying what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? if it's just to prove a point, if it's just to make somebody else feel wrong, if it's just to make somebody else feel bad, then the chances of that really being able to help somebody,
making the world a better place, making you social justice warrior, making you woke,
then it gets very difficult.
Slim
it gets very slim. You know what I'm saying? It makes it more difficult. I pray for Yoruba guys. Man, I pray for the Yoruba guys too. Shout out to Oshun one time for the one time. And it's, you know, I think the thing that we have to realize when it comes to communicating, because here in the internet world, people can hide behind screens, people can hide behind profiles. They don't even have to be their real selves. They don't have to share their real opinions or their real thoughts or even think critically about anything. And the amount of repercussion that they can receive is very limited, right? If you have a fake profile on Facebook, which is easy to fake, right? Or a fake profile on Twitter, you can say anything that you want to. You may get reported, you may get banned, but you could just make another fake profile the next day.
Why are you giving these folk fake woke ideas?
They already do it.
Just kidding.
Look, they already do it. Some of these people who I showed you, they don't put their real names on Facebook. That's a fake profile. They put pictures of other stuff to put as themselves, and people do that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, to me, some of these people have negative intentions. Some of these people don't have negative intentions. But to be clear in your intentions is how you succeed in doing something, right? If you know that your intention is to go from point A to point B, then it's easy to find the steps to get there. All right. But if you're not clear where point B is, then finding the steps becomes very difficult. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, in any conversation that you get into with anybody, before you even start speaking, think about, what's my goal here? What am I trying to accomplish? What am I trying to say? You know what I'm saying?
What do I want them to take away from what I'm going to say?
What do I want them to take away?
He's so good with this because I be in my feelings. I be in them. And I just get no filter when I'm telling him about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be on my way to go do something or see about somebody or about to have this phone call, and he'd be like, okay, so what do you want to say? What I want to say is, you fucking hella stupid. Why? Woo, 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 woo. You ain't shit. You evil. Nah. He'll be like, nope, don't say that. And he really helps me a lot. You really help me a lot, and I appreciate it. I tell you all the time. I'm going to tell the people right now, too. I thank you and your Oakland mind.
Appreciate that.
For helping me be in integrity with the kind of person I want to be, which is a loving, connected human being.
And she knows that, and I know that. And see, the real reality is that sometimes it gets difficult because things do trigger us and things do hurt us. And because of those things, we want to react or we want to respond a certain way. And, you know, what I have in my own mind is, don't react, counteract. And if you can help it, don't be reactive, be proactive. You know what I'm saying? And instead of saying that crazy ass shit that you think about, when it first comes up, that's in your mind, be like, okay, what is it that I'm really trying to communicate here? And how can I say that in a way to be understood, in a way to be heard, a way to be felt? You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you for the follow and thank you for all the bits, fam. And there is no one better than us to know. You know what I'm saying?